Right. Example 2. We are going to find the root of x cube minus x minus 1 is equal to 0 using false position method. False position method means regular falsy method. Okay. So here iteration is not given. I told you if iteration is not given, we have to consider only up to 2 iteration. Okay, and also interval is not given. If interval is not given, students, you have to consider the interval. As I've told you, first step is to consider f of x as 0, which is already given over here. Minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. So we have to consider now interval a comma b. As I've told to you, starting consider 0 comma 1, then 1 comma 2. Okay, so 0 comma 1 में check करना है. We have to find such a value a b such that f of a into f of b should be less than 0. So now put a as 0. When a is equal to 0, when a is equal to 0, f of a will be what? 0 cube minus 0 minus 1 will be minus 1. When b is equal to 1, f of b is equal to put 1 cube minus 1 minus 1. So this will be 1 minus 1, this will be minus 1. Okay. So now when a b interval is 0 comma 1, that time f of a into f of b will be minus 1 into minus 1. This will be greater than 0. That means this case again false. So now we have to consider what? Next interval. Consider a comma b as, now 0 1 is done, 1 comma 2. Continuation should be there. So when a is equal to 1, f of a क्या रहेगा? Substitute a as 1. So this will be 1 cube minus 1 minus 1. This will be 1 cube minus 1 minus 1. So this will be 1 minus 1 minus 1. And when b is equal to 2, f of b will be, substitute over here, 2 cube minus 2 minus 1. 2 cube is 8 minus 2 minus 1. So 8 minus 2 4, 8 minus 2 6, 6 minus 1 5. Okay. So that means now here f of a into f of b is equal to minus 1 into 5, which is less than 0. Therefore root lies between 1 comma 2, right? So f of a and f of b, that is 1 2. Okay, a और b के बीच में है. Right, now what next step is to what? Now we have found a b such that f of a into f of b is less than 0. Now consider point c on an interval a comma b such that c point we have to find a into f of b minus b into f of a upon f of b minus f of a. Will called as what? First iteration. So first iteration may we'll find what? C. So c will be what? A into f of b minus b into f of a upon f of b minus f of a. Now substitute the value. A का value क्या है? 1 into f of b is 5 minus b is 2 into f of a is minus 1. Divide by f of b. f of b is 5 minus f of a is minus 1. So now get the value of c. So value of c is 1.167. Now we'll find f of c. For f of c we have to substitute this c ka value in given polynomial. So this will be 1.167 the whole cube minus 1.167 minus 1. So this will get it as f of c will be 0.577. Okay, using calc you find the value. Now we have f of c and c, and f of a, f of b. Now again we have to consider, we have considered the point c point anywhere over the interval b, right? So consider करना f of a and f of c less than 0 है, या फिर f of c और f of b less than 0 है. Next step is to what? If f of a, f of c less than 0, root is lies between a to c. c and b 0 है तो root is lies between b to c. तो वो check करना है. Okay, for that we have to find f of c into f of a and f of b into f of c. Okay. और द सी का वैल्यू एज -0.577. Now students, f of a into f of c will be -1 into -0.577. So minus minus positive आएगा, this will be greater than 0. Now f of c into f of b, -0.577 into 5. Obviously minus positive plus a minus a, though this will be less than 0. So that means what? Root is lies between. Now root is lies between what? a को skip करेंगे, c and b. So ये आएगा f of c, f of b, f of c. c का वैल्यू क्या था? 1.167 and this is 2. Now see, you can observe 1 का 1.67 ये यहाँ से reduce होते जा रहा है. So root is lies between 1.167 and 2. So this was our first iteration. Now second iteration. Now for second iteration students, as you can see here, what we have done, a को skip किया because a and c पॉजिटिव आ रहा, तो यहाँ से रिड्यूस हो गया, c and b कंसिडर किया अभी. सो सेकेंड इटरेशन में a रिप्लेस होगा c से, a किससे रिप्लेस होगा? c से, एंड c रिप्लेस होगा a से. ओके, c. सो हम लोग अभी फाइंड करेंगे c डैश का वैल्यू. c डैश के लिए a विल बी c and f of a will be f of c. Keep this in mind. So c dash will be what? ये फॉर्मूला रिप्लेस होगा अभी, a के बदले में क्या डालेंगे? c. So c into f of b minus f of c into b. c. We are replacing this formula. And below f of b minus f of c. So c dash will be c क्या वैल्यू? 1.167 into f of b was 5. Minus f of c was -0.577 into b was, b क्या था? 2 upon f of b is 5 minus f of c is -0.577. So get the value of now c dash. So c dash is 1.253. It is 1.253. Now what? Second iteration तक हो गया as I have seen last time. अभी क्या चेक करना है? रूट किस में लाइक कर रहा है? f of c into c dash और c dash into f of b. ये लास्ट टाइम किया था वैसे. ओके, सो c dash we have find it out. Now find f of c dash. So f of c dash will be 1.253 the cube minus 1.253 minus 1. पॉलिनोमियल में यहाँ पे सब्सटीट्यूट करना है. So we'll get this value as c dash will be -0.285. Now check whether, now f of c dash will be anywhere here, right? So f of c dash check करना है, and f of c dash यानी f of b dash check करना है. So f of c into f of c dash will be what? f of c क्या था? -0.577 into ये भी माइनस है, -0.285, which is greater than 0 obviously. Now f of c dash into f of b. f of c dash 0.285 minus into b is 5. So this will be obviously less than 0. So root is lies between what? f of c dash and f of b, right? So f of c skip हो गया, f of c dash आ गया. So root is lies between f of c dash into f of b. c dash का वैल्यू क्या है? यहाँ पे c dash का वैल्यू लिखना है, यहाँ पे लिखते वक्त f of c dash लिखना है, but below we have to write c का वैल्यू, c dash का वैल्यू. c dash का वैल्यू is 1.253 and here b का वैल्यू 2. Okay, that means root is now lies between 1.253 and 2. So root is lies between 1.253 and 2. See 1 का 1.167, now 1.67 का 1.25, यहाँ से कम होते जा रहा है डिस्टेंस, राइट? Now we have to find what? Root of the equation, because second iteration we have done. Now second iteration के बाद रूट कैसे फाइंड करते हैं? So simply we have to find what? c डबल डैश. बट c डबल डैश फाइंड करते वक्त जैसे a को रिप्लेस हो गया था c से, अभी c रिप्लेस होगा किससे? c डैश से. So c रिप्लेस होगा किससे? c डैश से, एंड f of c रिप्लेस होगा किससे? f of c डैश. So f of double c dash will be what? c dash into f of b minus f of c dash into b upon f of b minus f of c dash. Okay, so c dash का value is 1.253 into f of b का value is 5 minus f of c dash is minus 0.285 into b ka value 2 upon f of b is 5 minus f of c dash is minus 0.285. Calculate this value, you will get c double dash as 1.293. So your root of the equation is given equation or given polynomial is 1.293. so if you substitute this value in given polynomial, you will get approximate value as 0. So this is how you have to solve.